Hey guys, welcome back to the F122 My Team here on ChesnoidPlays. It's round 6 of Season 2. And after a phenomenal Grand Prix in Miami, we're looking to build on that, if possible, around Catalonia. Not a great circuit for overtaking traditionally, but with a new spec of cars, it's better than it was, certainly. And we are better than we were as well. With regards to the R&D progress, it initially currently shows with the lines that we're above Aston Martin and below Haas. But actually that's going to swap when we get to Barcelona. So we will still be the 9th fastest team, but Aston Martin will drop to the 10th and Aston Martin will jump to the 9th and Haas have dropped to the 11th. 10th, sorry, as per the chart on the left-hand side. Those lines will move. We are in the process of upgrading a couple of other things, but we're still a long way off those at the top, but that's part of the process. We're still only halfway through a number of our various different upgrade trees, so there's still a lot of work to do. We've got some resource points available, but we haven't got enough money or resource points available to actually buy anything else at this stage. Probably going to be rear downforce that we do next. I think it's going to be the one that we jump on with the next opportunity, which we should be able to do after practice on the way towards qualifying moving forward, which is good. So we might as well just jump to practice and get them resource points, mightn't we? Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying. Of course, as ever, make sure you subscribe to this Chesnoid channel so you don't miss out on any further content. And please do come and join me on Twitch on the link in the description down below, where you can watch these streams live in their entirety. And you can have an impact on strategy calls, etc. whilst we're going. No! Rain in Spain! Oh, it's not giving me a weather report either. I think that's probably a fully wet race, isn't it? Tears. Absolute tears. I think we're about to see a fully wet race in Spain. Hopefully, with the difficulty having been changed down to 90 now, we can be more competitive in the rain than we had been previously on 93 at Jeddah. Oh well, it's going to be interesting, but it looks like it might be another Spain without the S Grand Prix. Pain all round. Try practice though. We're off the pace quali-wise, but that's only the practice program, and it's also in the dry where we're about to be in the wet. So it's impossible to know how this is going to go, to be completely honest. But we'll quick practice and get some extra resource points, and then, I mean, there is actually supposed to be some rain in practice too. So maybe we do a little bit of setup tweaking in practice 2 in the rain, and that might set us up all right for the race. Annoyingly, it says there is supposed to be some rain in qualifying as well, but there was no weather forecast in the emails, which is annoying. So I can't really gauge when the wet weather's going to come in quali. Is it going to be wet at the beginning and then dry up, in which case we're going to need a wet setup, or is it going to be wet, dry at the beginning and then wet at the end, in which case we're not going to need a wet setup because it's going to be wetter at the end and we're not going to reach that far in qualifying? I genuinely have no idea. So let's go to practice 2 and actually try and do something setup-wise in the wet if we can. Bit of a Hail Mary this though, the complete unknown. Right, remember a 1:29.8 basically, 1:29.8. Afternoon, Matty, how are we, sir? Got underfloor damage. Well, there goes all of the rest of the time in the session, doesn't it? Oh, I can't even...
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
Well, that's failed then. I was going to do a lap with the regular dry setup, then whack loads more downforce on it and see how it handled in the wet. I'm not going to get the chance to do that now because on the one lap, I damaged the underfloor and that's the end of the session. So we are none the wiser for quali or the race. And there's no point doing it in practice 3 because it's dry. So we'll just skip practice 3. Well, actually, we'll do quick practice, actually. And then it's going to be straight to qualifying. And then we'll just have to play it by ear. It might be a particularly painful race weekend. It might alternatively be fine, because we've tweaked the difficulty as much as we feel like we've needed to this point. So it could go either which way. Could go any which way. One thing I do need to do is remember to take my turbo out and change that, and change the MGUH as well, which I've just remembered that I needed to do on the way in. So I'm glad I've remembered that. Otherwise I might have been even more screwed for the Grand Prix. To qualifying we head next, but we're actually going to do that front downforce thing first with the resource points that we've earned, and put the fresh parts in the car. So let's go and do the aero front downforce. No, it was rear downforce. We've got a little bit more of a discount on it now as well, which is good. 12 days is all that's going to take, which is fantastic. Not good enough for anything else. Not to worry. Right. Parts. New MGU-H. New turbo. And to quali we go. Well, I don't know whether it's going to be dry to wet or wet to dry. We're going to go... Oh, God, the back end stepped horribly there. We're going to go about 0.3 faster. It's good enough for... Oh, P21. Right, cheers then. P21. Everybody went significantly faster in the second run there. Like, significantly faster. I did a 1:18.8, which is what I did in practice. Good enough only for P21, and then Nico was only 9 milliseconds faster than me. Well, that was unenjoyable. Anybody fancy doing 60 odd laps in the rain? San Maximan's so dangerous. Oh my god, it's sideways rain. It's not even normal rain. The rain is coming in horizontally. On the grid, do they have any rain in quali? They definitely did, because the lap times are well down on where they would be in the dry. So intermediate qualifying for Q3, full wets for the start of the Grand Prix. Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso. Then Ocon and Norris. Ricciardo must have taken a penalty then. No, Ricciardo was just slow. Okay. Tsunoda and Stroll. Porsche and Albon. We have lowered the difficulty by 2 from 90 to 88 for the rain here in Spain. Whether that works in making it slightly more entertaining or not, I don't know. But we'll find out in due course. I don't think there's really much we need to do. Oh god, look at that rain. There's much we need to do strategy-wise, is there?
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
102 minutes, fully wet Grand Prix here in Spain. I'm going to put some extra front wing in, and hopefully we'll be all right. Spoilers incoming. I bet we aren't. I definitely don't need 6 laps worth of extra fuel. We're in the wet. Surely I can underfuel. Surely I can underfuel here. Surely I can underfuel by 2 laps and I'll be absolutely fine. I'm going to underfuel. It recommended doing 6 laps extra fuel. I'm going to underfuel by 2 because we're in the pouring rain. And we'll wait and see what happens. We'll do a quick Twitch prediction. Where am I going to finish, lads? Is it going to be P18 or higher or P19 or lower? I don't see is it going much better than that, to be completely honest. Quick toilet break, have your vote, and then we'll go swimming. I think I probably made the same joke last year in Spain, didn't I? Where's my pit box? I can't see dick all right now. Not pit box. Starting spot. We go purple, yay! I'm a bit on the wonk. I pointed a bit towards the left, but I got purple for me pulling into the grid spot. Now last year in Spain was fully wet for the whole Grand Prix. We ended up 46 seconds off our teammate, but judging by that start, until I backed off because I'm terrified of turn 1. Judging by that start, we might be all right here. We've dropped the difficulty. I can't remember if I mentioned it before in the highlights thus far. We've dropped the difficulty from 90, where we were, to 88. Only by 2. I'm hoping it means that we can at least have some sort of action here in Spain, rather than the 66 laps of nothingness that happened last season. And when I say 66 laps of nothingness, pretty much mean it. I can't see a thing, though. It's so tough to see anything here. When there's something to show you, I will. But at the minute, just trying to keep the car on the road. They just zip off that last cut, they just zip off that last turn, don't they? Open up a full second gap. Nobody pit though for damage, so everyone got through lap 1 clean. Right, now we see if we can catch Gasly. Still with them though, but I think only because the pack is stuck, like concertinaing up. But I mean, it's going to play to our advantage whilst it plays to our advantage. So I might try and nab a couple of positions if possible, albeit not expecting to hold them at all. Gasly's looking at Latifi. He's going to go for it, I think, into turn 4. Both of them got out of shape. Can I get the throttle down to have a go? No is the answer. Gap to Teo is 2.6 now, so we are falling away a little bit. Gasly's having a look at Latifi again. There's definitely contact there as well, I heard it. Still, Latifi holds P20. Gasly may well be carrying some damage. I said I thought I heard contact. And he's not quick here, Gasly. He's falling further and further behind Nicholas Latifi. If he pits momentarily for a new front wing, I wouldn't be surprised. But he's not. He's continuing on, so if he does have damage, he's just going to power on with it. But if Gasly's walking wounded, we're going to try and make a move on him if we can.
Gasly's ahead of you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on a fresh set of wets. Their tyres are 5 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Okay, the car ahead has front wing damage.
Yeah, there you go. He does have front wing damage.
136.9.
Gasly
by around 0.2 per lap. Keep going.
Gasly does have front wing damage. I need to try and get past him sooner rather than later. Otherwise, Latifi's going to disappear, and I'm not going to stand a chance of finishing any higher than P21. Do I try and lunge? I might. I'm going for it. Trying to overtake Pierre Gasly, who's carrying some front wing damage and getting the job done. I think he's missing... He's not missing an entire end plate, is he? But I think he might... No, his wing is just entirely intact. And it doesn't look visually as if he's got any damage, but he was definitely slow, wasn't he? Definitely slow. It was a decent overtake. Now the question is, can we actually catch Latifi, or are we only going to make it P20, not 21, and from there on not do anything else? I don't know. Gasly's just screwed. He might as well pit, surely. There's no point just lapping at the back with a damaged front wing. He might as well actually pit, get off it, and then try and do something if there's like a safety car or someone else has an issue. Unless he's just lapping at the back, hoping for a safety car, and then he doesn't have to lose quite so much time. I don't know. We're definitely closing up. Well, we've definitely closed on Latifi, as you can see, but the gap in front of Latifi is also closing a little bit. Oh, if I could have avoided any wheel spin there, I might have been able to have a go at Latifi the same way we had a go at Gasly. We're concentrating hard, driving hard, and trying to get ourselves back through the field. I feel like I'm faster than Latifi, but because I can't quite keep pace at key points, he's able to stay ahead and it's costing me time to everyone else. I think I could maybe slowly reel in everyone else. Right, I'm going to try and get Latifi the same way I got Gasly. It's going to be a late lunge. I'm too far back. Oh, I'm getting frustrated now. Come on, please. Oh, God. Going for up the inside of turn 4. Getting so aggressive, but I just need to get past Latifi.
Nice work, mate.
Sure, he's holding me up. I might only have an extra 2 or 3 tenths a lap in the car, but I just need to make that pass. We've gotten it done at least. We're up to P20. Now, can we close the gap to those in front at all? Or is this what our pace is? Sure, I was losing time behind Latifi. I'm sure of it. Gap to Latifi's over a second already. I'm sure we can close in. Come on! Time to knuckle down. but go as far as to say the gap is officially closed. We are now with the group in front. It's been a grind, but we have managed to close the gap to this group of 4. Tyre wear is a real issue, and will become the end of the Grand Prix even more so. But for the time being, we have better pace than our teammate. And it's only because of our teammate that we've closed in on this gap, this group. And Alfa Romeo and both Hasses are definitely faster than Nico. But because they can't get past him, they're getting held up. Because you can see the group in front of Nico Hülkenberg have definitely disappeared down the road. There's an Aston Martin, the other Williams of Kevin Magnussen, and the other Alfa Romeo of Lance Stroll. Théo Pourchaire stuck here with this lot, having his race ruined by my teammate. But if it weren't for Nicholas Latifi, we might have been winning this group the whole bloody race. But it got stuck by Nicholas Latifi for 7 or 8 laps. Yeah, that's fine. Full wets to the next pit stop is fine. We are going to try and undercut. We are going to try and undercut. We're going to stop on lap 30 rather than 33. Which is why I'm not too desperate in throwing any more risky moves like we did on Gasly and Latifi. I don't think we need to be quite so aggressive here. With a pit stop in 2 laps' time, we can afford to just be a little bit more patient. But if I can pick one of them off, I will do. I'm not going to not overtake Mick Schumacher if the opportunity arises. Yellow flags in front. That's a Mercedes going slowly. We're going to gain a position. I think Lewis Hamilton is retiring. He is indeed. Not for the first time this season. Lewis Hamilton is out of a Grand Prix. I don't imagine it was anything damage related. Yeah, it's just an engine blowout. Just an engine blowout for Lewis, but it's the second time his car's done that for him this season. So, Mercedes having reliability issues on one side of the garage. I don't think George has DNF'd yet this year. George Russell was pushing strong at the top end of the Drivers' Championship, wasn't he? The 2 Ferrari, and then George and Lewis were third and fourth. A safety car would have been lovely. Safety car would have been really good. So I would have just jumped in the pits for another set of tyres, hoping that nobody else was planning on doing it yet. We are indeed going to box this lap. Not much action so far. An overtake on Gasly, an overtake on Latifi, and then it's been a real grind. But at 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths a lap, we ground down the 6.5 second gap to this group. And I do feel like we have better pace than our teammate, but it's only because of our teammate. This group are going as slowly as they are, but whilst Nico remains in front, we stand a chance of gaining some extra positions. So we're going to put a new set of wet tyres on, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do well here. Why Gasly hasn't pit for a fresh front wing, I've no idea. Still carrying that damage and 32 seconds down the road. But he's giving us a good marker as to how far behind the leaders are, because they've nearly lapped him, as you can see. So once they've caught him, we know how far behind the leaders are. Safety car! Oh! Perfect timing! We've just pit for a fresh set of tyres and a safety car's come out. Unbelievable luck at last in this save this season. Who is out though? I don't know why there's a safety car or who's retiring, but there's a load of cars in the pits now. Unfortunately, I think everyone's going to pit. And we're not going to gain anywhere near as many laps as as many places as we hoped we might do. But not everyone can pit because a number of teams aren't double stacking. No idea who's actually retired though. or why there's a safety car. I don't know why there's a safety car. I genuinely don't know why there's a safety car. City have scored again, have they? It's 3-2 now. Erling Haaland, back post. Okay, so it's a crash at the front. Leclerc, Russell, Sainz and Leclerc, Russell and Sainz all have had a crash with one another. Carlos Sainz has pit for a new front wing because of it. Now Max is pitting for new wet tyres, as has Lando and Fernando and George. So they've all had a crash at the chicane. That's caused the safety car, but I bet not everyone is pitting. I bet everyone's pitting, aren't they? We're not going to gain any positions. We hoped that we were going to gain loads of positions with these fresh tyres, but that advantage we were hoping to get has now been lost by everyone else getting a free, cheap pit stop, which is infuriating. So actually, the safety car came at the wrong time. We needed the safety car like 2 laps later. So now everyone else is also going to have fresh tyres. We are going to gain a couple of positions. We're up with Lance Stroll now, so we've overtaken Magnussen, we've overtaken Schumacher and Théo Pourchaire, but we're still behind our teammate and Zhou Guanyu. But I'm pretty sure, no, they will have pit. They will have pit. So that's everybody having pit now, right? Everybody's now pit. Yeah. Gasly won't pit because he doesn't need to because he pit slightly. No, Gasly still hasn't pit. Why is Gasly not pit? Gasly's just going to do the whole bloody race on as a no stop, apparently. So we're up to P16. We could have gained more positions if the safety car had waited, or if the safety car incident had happened 3 or 4 laps later, and we'd had the chance to at least get some benefit from our brand new fresh tyres, but not to worry. Not to worry. Not going to complain too much. We've gained some positions. Actually, I'm going to need to start worrying about fuel now, aren't I? Because I'm not going to get lapped. So we'll put it into lean. Still going to be another 2 or 3 laps under the safety car, I think. Given the fact that we're so far behind. If we have to wait for Gasly, then the safety car is going to be out forever. I'm sure once ourselves, Magnussen, Schumacher and Théo Pourchaire catch up with the safety car, that it will get called in. But we thought it might be lap 34 before it was, and it certainly is going to be at least lap 34. No, safety car in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. Pierre Gasly's going to catch us just in time for him as well, although he's yet to pit and will only fall off the back again. Safety car in this lap. P16. And counting. Bit wobbly there. K-Mate's going to come and have a real good look. I'm going to go defensive.
Green flag.
He's going to try and storm around the outside. I'm not going to let him though. I'm going to go deep, force him wide. Let's actually let Mick Schumacher through. It was very aggressive from me there, borderline. But I needed to try and keep the position. Now we see if we have the pace of others, or whether it was just because Nico Hülkenberg was dead bloody slow. But to be fair, Nico is still in front of us, so hopefully we'll slow up Zhou Guanyu and Lance Stroll continually if he was the one that was or if he was the only one that was off the pace. Oh, squirmy again out there. We're sticking with for the time being. I do have another new set of wets apparently I can go to, so we won't be forced onto inters if we have to pit again. There is a third set of wets we could go to if we need to later in the race. Like say there's another safety car, we could whack on a third set of wets and maybe have some pace. But again, you imagine everyone else would do the same, but still. We're holding position right now in 16th and hoping to maybe make some moves forward. Still really slow around here at the minute whilst the group is all concertinaed up again because of the safety car. Everybody's having to brake early and accelerate late, but it's not like Mick Schumacher's all over me, is it? Newcastle down to 10 men now as well. Bloody hell. Talk about throwing it away. Oh, I might get Lance here. It's a lunge. It's a late lunge. It's a lunge that works. P15. That was really late. Same overtake we used on Gasly, but it's worked wonders. We'll have a look at that again. You see me lunging up the inside there and getting the job done. It was late, but ultimately it was great. Time to try and get after Zhou Guanyu now. The two Aston Martins are holding everybody up in front of Nico. It's actually the Aston Martins now that are the bottleneck. Lance Stroll might have a look at me here, you know. He's just driven into the back of me, which is not the best of things to do there, Lance. He's having a crack, though. But I need to not get caught up too much with defending. I need to make sure that we don't lose these guys in front. But as I was saying, it's the Aston Martins that are the bottleneck now. They're sat side by side in front of Nico. And then it's Zhou Guanyu, then it's me. Miguel Almiron coming off for Newcastle now. Right, let's close that gap back up, shall we? Because there might be more positions we can just pick off like we did Lance Stroll. Annoyingly, the front Aston Martin, even if we get far enough through this group to that Aston Martin is P11 and not a point. The points are disappearing further down the road with Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, because of the way that the safety car was brought about, with the contact with the Ferrari and George Russell, you are correct. Either Fernando Alonso or Esteban Ocon now currently lead this Grand Prix. And one would imagine that that's Fernando Alonso. And it is indeed. Fernando, starting from P6, currently runs P1 in his home Grand Prix in the rain, in an Alpine. But Nico Hülkenberg, some of you in the comment section were saying it's because he's got low pace. But his pace stat is 81. It's not like he's in the mid to late 70s for pace. Nico Hülkenberg just isn't driving very well. He's got pace of 81, awareness of 99, racecraft of 91, and his focus is high as well. I'm not sure why Nico Hülkenberg isn't performing. It would be cool if it worked out stats like that for your own driver, wouldn't it? If it was able to determine what your racecraft experience, pace, and awareness were. We're comfortable behind, though. A second to Stroll. He's too busy worrying about Schumacher behind him, which is what I was worried about when he was with me, because I didn't want to concentrate solely on Lance Stroll and Mick Schumacher behind and end up losing tabs on this lot in front. And we were able to do that, and now they're falling foul of that same thing, it seems. Every time we get here, I think, right, this lap, right, this lap, right, this lap. I'm just not close enough. I'm going for it. Can I keep it on the road? Yes, but I can't keep it ahead of Zhou. Ah! A desperate lunge that doesn't work. I gave it a go. I just couldn't quite stop in time. I could easily have ballsed that up and lost the position there because everyone else behind is so close. Come on! We're through. Oh, we're through.
Nice move. Good job.
Out of nowhere. The first time in about 15 laps that I've actually had a run off the last corner at Zhou. And we get it done. Up to P14. Now, I know I'm faster than my teammate. I know I'm faster than Nico. It's a case of whether we can catch the Aston Martins as well. Yuki's out in no man's land if you look at the mini-map. Look, the front 9 have just left him, bless him. And he's just driving around like, I'm all alone. Starting at the back as a new team, your car is genuinely really bad when you first start. And it takes longer to upgrade this year. You don't earn resource points as quickly, which I like. It is more of a long-term grind, which is good. You have to work hard for everything, and we have been working ever so hard in every single Grand Prix we've driven in this save so far. Incredibly hard. About to come up to begin our final lap. Ourselves and the Aston Martins are looking like we're going to finish in tandem. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. It's been so difficult to overtake. It's difficult to overtake in Spain in the dry, but in the wet, wow. It's a whole nother level. A whole nother level. We've spent most of the entire Grand Prix sat behind 3 cars. I've probably spent 55 of the 66 laps staring at the back of someone's gearbox, unable to get past. But it's been so intense because of that that we haven't been able to take a moment's rest. Fernando Alonso is able to hold on and wins the Spanish Grand Prix in the wet, taking advantage of the melee that led to the safety car to take the lead. He's only gone and done it. The wily old fox manages to get himself a Grand Prix victory once more. Congratulations, Fernando. Lando Norris was P2 as well. We are going to take a very hard-earned, well-fought P14 here. And we are safe in the knowledge that we're faster than my teammate. And we're faster than the Aston Martins as well. But because we've found it so difficult to overtake, as has everyone else, it's not like we're solely alone in that. Because it's been so difficult to overtake, we haven't been able to get past as many cars as we might have liked to. P14 is still decent though. It's still our second best finish of the season so far, I believe. I don't know what, a 15th, a 15th, a 15th, an 8th, and now a 14th. Lando Norris gets driver of the day. But Alpine celebrate another victory as Phantom Overlord celebrates 80 months subscribed. My guy, thank you, mate. And Jay, thank you very much for the follow as well. So, Fernando Alonso wins a Formula 1 Grand Prix. You wouldn't have thought that was going to happen, would you? When we first set off. From P6 to P1, Lando from P8 to P2. I'm sure if it were real life, Fernando would have gotten driver of the day. My fastest lap was half a second faster than my teammate and both of the Aston Martins as well. But not faster than anybody else in front, which is about where we thought we were pace-wise in that Grand Prix. But up 7 spots from the start for myself and my teammate.
Mate. Nice racing.
Thank you very much, Bear. Appreciate it, dude. It's weird that that sounded because it's set to only do that for bit donations of only 100 and you gave 14, but oh well. 800k added to the kitty, and we should have some resource points by the time we get to the next Grand Prix, but probably not enough to actually upgrade any further. We do have low cash currently. Actually, we've got 1200 resource points, and I'm going to spend the money. I'm going to spend my free time trying to improve Nico Hulkenberg. 1200 resource points I don't think is enough to do anything else. I'm going to need like 1400 to do anything now. Oh, I could do the plank for 1100 weight redistribution. I'd probably rather save for an overall weight reduction. No, go on then. Let's do that and it'll be ready for the Baku Grand Prix, which will be after the next one, which is Monaco. Not great. Not great at Monaco, are we? But we did thoroughly enjoy Monaco last year, actually. So, oh, the tyre blankets failed. Bollocks.
So the entire development package for the weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will
That failed. 750 it's going to cost me to redo that. And the tyre blankets, I need 1,200 resource points to redo those two. That's going to set us back again. We've had a lot of those this game, this year, this game cycle. A lot of setbacks like that that really been frustrating. We are back behind Aston Martin, apparently, as we push forward towards the next Grand Prix. So, at Monaco, it will not be great for us, but we did all right last year, better than we did in Spain, that's for sure. I'll leave the difficulty at 88 as well for Monaco, and then we'll up it back again to 90 for Baku, which is a track that we very much enjoy. For now, though, there's no hot lap thing either, which is weird. No Pirelli hot lap. I don't know whether I accidentally skipped it or what, but that's all for this YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Do join me in the next one. That will be today as you see this, and the next video will be tomorrow as you see this. But for now, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Ta-ta.